Hello, hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. Joshua, I actually almost didn't say Thursday for once. Are you proud of me? It only took, how many weeks have we been doing this show for me to understand that it's on Tuesday and not Thursday?
Four weeks.
It's probably been more than 4 weeks. But okay, so you know what I did this weekend? So you grew up in Boston. So I don't know if you have experience with Hampton Beach at all.
I've been to Hampton Beach, yeah.
Okay. Tell me about your experience with Hampton Beach.
Well, my experience with Hampton Beach, well, it's like honky tonk, right?
It's like honky tonk.
It's like honky tonk. It's yeah. I mean, it's just a little silly. Like you have these muscle-bound guys and these women with their hair up to here, and they're always chewing bubble gum and drinking.
It's very like blue collar. Right. And like it's like very cheesy. And so Victor and I, we were supposed to go to the Trump rally on Saturday. Right. And then the day before the rally, they postponed it. And we were like, no, because
they thought, a reason why?
Well, there was supposed to be a tropical storm coming through New Hampshire, but like I was watching the weather. I was like, this storm is going to be gone by like midday. I don't know why they're postponing it. And sure enough, I woke up and there was no rain. And so Victor and I were stuck with a hotel room in Portsmouth, New Hampshire for the night. We were like, well, let's just go make a day of it. And we went to Hampton Beach. And so the thing about Hampton Beach is like, it was so nice. And everyone was just relaxing. There were a lot of people there. No one's wearing a mask. No one.
Not social distancing?
No. Well, people are kind of social distancing because they shut down the whole street right in front of the beach. And so people could really like walk around. And that was nice. But no one was wearing a mask. Not even the police or the security people were wearing masks. And they're just like hanging out and having a really good time. And so I even said to Victor at one point, I was like, I am so glad we did this. And I got off the internet. And I'm out with real people and I'm seeing that no one is wearing a mask. And this made me really happy, right? So then we go to Portsmouth. And so I posted when I was at Hampton Beach, I posted all this stuff on Twitter. Like I made a video and posted on Twitter saying, guys, no one's wearing a mask. It's awesome. And people on Twitter responded. They were like, Carlin, of course no one's wearing a mask. Why would people wear a mask when they're outside? That doesn't make any sense. Well, people in Portsmouth did not get the memo. And Portsmouth has been, I don't know, have you been to Portsmouth, New Hampshire?
I don't believe so. If I have, I just drove through.
Yeah, so it's gotten very gentrified in the last several years. And so it's very like uppity, like bougie women. And everyone's walking around outside wearing a mask. And you could tell it was all the women's doing, because if a man was wearing a mask, he was following around behind a woman who obviously made him wear the mask, as women are prone to do. And it was just like the energy of Portsmouth. I mean, Portsmouth is a fun town, don't get me wrong, but the energy of Portsmouth is just so different than the energy of Hampton Beach. And I remember when we were at Hampton Beach, I turned to Victor, and these things are only, for people in the chat, they're only like 10 miles apart. This is not like a huge distance between the two. And I said to Victor when we were at Hampton Beach, I was like, all these people are voting for Trump. These are Trump's people right here. And Portsmouth, no one's voting for Trump, right? And it made me wonder, like, Democrats are so angry. They're so angry. And so I started doing research earlier today, and basically they've actually done studies, and because you might say, like, of course Democrats are angry. Trump is in the White House. There's a lot to be angry about, right? Right. But they've actually studied this, and they found out that that's not true, that Trump will be the answer that people give. But when you actually look at their activities on like other social platforms and things, and there's a lot of different variables, they basically are saying they're calling BS on people saying they're angry and depressed because of Trump. And so I was thinking about this and I wanted to get your feedback. I almost wonder if the reason that Democrats are so angry is because they're not living in the present moment at all. Like, they're either pissed off about things that have happened in the past, or they're worrying about things that might happen in the future. And a lot of them are really into this social justice stuff, which I think is really one of the other, or a combination of the two. And it just seems as though, like, people who are like the Trump supporters have an ability to like let their hair down and just enjoy life, and people who are not do not. What do you think?
Well, I think it's especially apparent right now with the corona hysteria, in the sense that it does seem as if the right is more engaged in wanting to actually live their life, whereas it does seem that the left is more all about being quarantined and shutting the world down, and they seem to be much more keen on that than the right side. So that is interesting, and I think that living life, going to the gym. We'll talk about Newsom tonight, who I'm furious at. Governor of California, who shut LA down again. But I think that people are not living, and that's just as bad as dying. Like, how are we going to live and stay healthy unless we actually engage and go to the beach and breathe in fresh air? It's like the solution is it's almost as bad as the problem is what I'm feeling now. So that, I think, is just fascinating.
Let me ask you this. Like, my position is that I would just rather get the virus at this point and just get it over with, because I think I'd probably be fine. And I'm so sick of it. I'm just so sick of it.
Well,
how do you feel about that?
And I would be fine. But the thing is this, that if you come in contact with somebody who is older or amnio,
and they need to stay the F home is my position, honestly.
It stays on objects. I mean, I understand that, but the thing is that I think that there's a certain level of responsibility that we have to do just in terms of respect for other people. Like, I wear my masks. When I was at the gym, they opened up the gyms a few weeks ago, and they had us not just wear gloves. Now, we're talking like, I luckily have a hairdresser friend of mine who gave me these black gloves so I don't look like I'm going into surgery every time I touch a dumbbell. But your hands sweat like crazy, right? And then they have you wear masks, not just when you're walking through the gym, because originally it was that. Now you're wearing masks when you're on the treadmill, when you're lifting weight.
That
is completely, really, really difficult and probably unhealthy. But just from my perspective, hey, you know what? If this is going to make people feel better, because perception is reality. If people believe that people are not safe by not wearing those things, and that can create that reality. So I've been pacifying, I've been placating, and still, everybody else I know has been as well. We're wearing our masks, maybe not outside, although you can get a fine for that now.
Well, I mean, I disagree with you on this, though, because, listen, we've been placating people for months now, and they're not getting any better. In fact, I would argue the mask Karens are actually getting worse, and I just don't think the placating. I think at some point you need to sit the children down and say, honey, you're going to be fine if you get sick. You're going to be fine. All the odds are in your favor. Stop hoisting your fear on to other people, and frankly also stopped shutting down the economy just to win an election, because that's what I really think they're doing. And we're going to talk more about that with your governor later, Gavin. But Corliss jumped the gun on the show 10 minutes early with the first super chat of the night, and so this is where we'll go first. Corliss wants to know, when will Twitter Jack, the guy that owns Twitter, buy up Parler and kill it off? Joshua, do you think that Twitter is going to buy Parler?
What's Parler?
Parler is like a Twitter competitor that a lot of the conservatives are going to.
Okay. So we want to find out when Jack's going to buy up Parler and kill it.
Yeah. Or perhaps if he's going to buy up Parler and kill it. We don't want to make any assumptions.
Is he going to buy up Parler? And tell me to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Will Jack buy Parler? Ha! I would say that he is going to buy up Parler. Yeah.
No! Why do you say that?
Okay, we got 9 of Cups, which is about happiness, right? Him getting his wish, more power, more control. The Empress, really positive card. And then love. So it would seem as if he is. Do we not want him to? Is that the...
No, we do not want him to. Jack has destroyed Twitter, and Parler right now is like what Twitter was when Twitter first started. It's actually like kind of fun, and you can interact with more people, and it's just nice, and it's not crazy town. And so I've actually really been enjoying Parler. Much more than Twitter. I really want to leave Twitter. And I don't want Jack to buy up Parler and ruin it for everyone.
He may not. I don't know if it would be ruining it, but there's definitely a lot of energy going on around that, and it seems to be always just really, really intense stuff here. All positive, but still a little bit intense. So happiness, the Empress. So if he does do that, I don't think it's going to be bad. Okay. Maybe he's more conservative, and you just don't know this.
No, he's definitely not. He's very progressive. But we'll find out more about that later. We actually have some questions around that later. But before we get into that, guys, welcome to Nothing Remotely Controversial. This is a show that Joshua and I do every Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 6:30 Pacific, where I basically banter about whatever news I'm interested in. And Joshua, who is a professional, high-class celebrity psychic, works this psychic magic on people, on events, and through tarot cards and whatever else Joshua does to psychic things to help us peer beneath the surface and see what's really going on in the world. And Ken promised the best super chat of all time, and so he's sending in hearts. Yay! Thank you, Ken.
Yay!
And then Ken wants to know, will the 5 Democratic governors be prosecuted for sticking COVID-19 patients into nursing homes? I think that's a very good question. I don't know who the 5 are, though. I know Gretchen did it and Andrew Cuomo did it. Where basically what happened, Joshua, is they made the decision, the executive decision, if you will, to house COVID-19 patients right next to the most vulnerable population of old people in nursing homes. Yeah, and so that's how the virus spread in New York so quickly, was in the nursing homes. It's how it spread in Michigan so quickly, in the nursing homes. I'm assuming that actually happened in California too. I could be wrong about that, but I'm assuming that's probably the case.
So will they get prosecuted? Can you pull the question up again?
Hang on. There it is.
Will the 5 Democratic governors be prosecuted for sticking seed? And I'm going to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Somebody's going to have to really go out on a limb here, though. So there's a lot of with the 9 of Swords, there's a lot of talk about it, but it's a whole bunch of talk. There seems to be somebody in particular with the Sun card that's going to really shine a light on this, because I think there's one particular spot where it really, really is just egregious. And then the Valor card. So I think that if somebody's probably waiting right now for the right time to strike, but I think that there's going to be one particular nursing home that happened to. That's going to be brought to light, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's going to be all of them, but I think that some of them are going to definitely pay.
Well, that'll be.
I feel it's a man, is going to be making it feels like it's somebody who has a lot of stuff on his plate right now, but he's just waiting for the right time. So once he cleans things up around himself for whatever else he's working on, then he's going to probably strike, is my feeling.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll have to keep an eye on that and see what's what. Supperman says, thanks for your message. Sent link to others today to get more on board. I'm not sure what that's exactly referring to, but I'm sure I did something that was helpful. And so that's good. And I'm sorry, I don't remember what that was referring to. It's just you were being very vague, Supperman. You were being very vague. No Signal, thank you for the super chat. We appreciate it. Oh, Elizabeth. Now, Joshua, I sent you the Sun card that Elizabeth made you into the other day.
Good.
You liked it?
I love it. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Thank you.
Yay. We'll be debuting those at some point, I'm sure. But Elizabeth wants to know, will America move from the 2-party system? Which I think is a good question. I would love to see it move from the 2-party system.
And tell me to stop shuffling on that.
Stop.
Sister. Power. High Priestess. Nah. For power, holding on to what they have. The High Priestess. So I think that there'll be some changes within each, with each two groups. But with the Two of Swords, there's just too much. There's going to be too much blowback. There's going to be too many difficulties in doing that. You got to think too that a lot of people are like in bed with people from their party, so it's almost like I think it could cause just issues. Do you know what I mean?
I'm sure it would cause a lot of issues.
Dealings going on there. Jeez.
Shenanigans. Nate says, "Hi, Josh."
Hey,
and
Nate.
Carlin. That's one of your fans. All right, guys, just so you know, if you have a question that you would like Joshua to answer, make sure you super chat that into us. We do try very, very much to get to all the super chats. If I miss them, I am sorry. Like, let me know. We will get it next week. We actually have a couple of super chats from last week and one actually from the week prior that we are going to get to this week. I am determined, Joshua, to get to these super chats that we missed. But before we get into that, I would like to talk about Bari Weiss of the New York Times, who Joshua, do you remember? Well, we weren't quite working together, but we were pretty close to working together when I orchestrated my own firing from New Hampshire Public Radio. Do you remember that glorious instance?
I know of the situation, but yeah, we weren't working together specifically during that time, but I remember of it. Mm-hmm. Refresh us.
Well, oh, guys, you actually get to hear what happened with me in New Hampshire Public Radio, and I swear this is actually relevant to Bari's letter. So I orchestrated my own firing from New Hampshire Public Radio because I worked there for about a year and a half. I told them when they hired me that I wasn't going to stay more than a couple of years because I wanted to do my business full time, and I already knew that. And but it was New Hampshire Public Radio, and I loved public radio, and I thought like this is going to be great. Well, it turned out it really sucked to work there, like really, really, really badly. And I was just miserable. But this is back in the day when Victor he didn't have like a good job like he has now. I mean, it was okay. His job wasn't bad, but it like didn't pay benefits or any of those things. And he was like, "Carlin, you can't quit the job." And I was like, "Okay, Victor, I won't quit." And I wiped that nonsense, and I backdoored it, and I orchestrated getting fired by reporting my boss to HR for workplace bullying, which she was actually doing. Like, I didn't make anything up, but I made this big laundry list of grievances. I had all these studies. I really dramatized the situation. I put as much ammo in that stack that I handed to HR as I could possibly get in there because well, what I know is about like one of the things with workplace bullying is about 80% of the time when someone reports workplace bullying to HR, the sad truth is that the organization turns on the person doing the reporting instead of actually taking care of the problem, which is exactly what it sounds like it happened to Bari Weiss as well. Mm-hmm. And so I just handed that in, and I was like, all right, it's going to take about 2 months for them to get their shit together and fire me. And so I just sat back and I waited, and I just worked on my business and tried to build that up in the meantime. And it actually took them a little longer than 2 months. I think it took them maybe about 4. And I think there was a false start where they were going to fire me, and then they decided not to because all of a sudden all my software got shut off one day. And I was like, oh, it's coming. Yes. But then they didn't. And I was like, damn it. And so finally I get pulled into this meeting with my boss and HR, and they're like, well, clearly you've been angry. And I was like, no, I haven't really been angry. I've been frustrated, but I haven't really been angry. They're like, no, you've obviously been angry. And I was like, let me just stop you right there, HR lady. Am I getting fired? And they were like, yes, there's going to be a separation. And I was like, all right, let me tell you. And I unloaded on them all my grievances for like about 15 minutes. And then Joshua, I don't know if you've ever been fired from a job or had to do a firing, but do you know how when they fire someone, they're supposed to like walk them back to their desk and have them clean it out?
And grab all of their shit and be escorted out. Right?
Yeah, that didn't happen with me. That didn't happen. No, so I just got up and I left, and I just went over to my team and they didn't even follow me or anything. And I went over to my team and I was like, guys, I just got fired. And I was like all happy. And then people started crying and I had to console people. And then I ran around the entire entire office announcing what had just happened until finally they cornered me back at my desk, and I was just like making a big scene. I was like throwing stuff around and like I was making the biggest scene I could possibly make. And then I'm like out in the lobby, and this is during a public radio fund drive, right? Well, they're begging for money on the air, and I just start yelling. I'm like, free at last in the line.
Wow. But you also had to sign paperwork at your last check. You get
No, I did not sign paperwork.
What?
And they threatened to sue me for that. Because usually what happens when you get fired is they try to bribe you with some severance to like sign an agreement saying you won't talk shit about them. And I had the presence of mind to say, no, I am absolutely going to talk shit about you. And I did not sign that paperwork. And then they threatened to sue me, and then I called their bluff and, you know, whatever. But so I was like, I had the most epic bridge burning story of all time. I am so proud of this. And Bari Weiss has outdone me. She outdid me, Joshua. And I have to.
Terrible.
I have lost the crowd to Bari Weiss. I have lost
it.
Because what she did is she wrote this flaming letter about everything that is wrong at the New York Times in terms of cancel culture and all this stuff, and it was just it's beautiful. And I made a video, guys. If you haven't seen my video, I actually did a dramatic reading of this letter, and I went all the way through it. But the big question that I and I think many people have is, Bari Weiss was, you know, let's be honest, she was a part of cancel culture for a really long time, and she seemed to be okay with it until they came for her. And so what I would like to psychic is Bari Weiss sincere about her about what she said in her letter? Is she sincere? Is she coming from a place of authenticity?
I mean, which part? Because it's a long letter. I mean, line 1, she could be insincere. Line 6, she could be sincere.
Well, let's say about her. Well, let's see. Let me maybe we can do. Is she sincerely opposed to cancel culture? Maybe is the question. And Superman says, I sent the video to my daughter. Thank you, Superman. I appreciate that. Sorry, Joshua, I interrupted.
It's okay. Is she sincerely opposed to cancel culture? Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to stop shuffling on that.
Stop.
Chariot, lust, 9 of discs. Yeah, I think so. I think especially because she understands how there needs to be a certain level of emotional control in terms of her communications, but she also is really big on expressing herself with the lust card. And then with 9 of discs, yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff that she did not say. Do you know what I mean? That she could have. So I think that she is sincere about that, and she has a wonderful career ahead of her. Definitely. Yeah. This is a damn good move. Oh yeah.
Well, it's funny that you say that there was stuff that she didn't say, because that's one of the things people have been calling her out for today. Is like she talked in the letter about how she was bullied by people at the New York Times who basically were coming for her because she was speaking out and she was not, you know, towing the uber leftist line. Right. And people were like, well, why didn't you name the bullies? Why didn't you do that?
Right.
And do it?
That's interesting, because it would be interesting to find out who her direct report was. Can we find out maybe at a later date whether or not it was a man? Because I bet there's a lot more that she could whistleblow, is my guess.
Oh, I'm sure there is. Yeah, she's got all the dirt, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I think it's good to hear that she's sincere. Anyway, I mean, like, my position on this has been, you don't, when someone comes late to the party, you don't chastise them like, where the hell were you 4 hours ago? You like welcome them to the party and say, I'm really glad you made it to the party, right?
Right. Yes.
So that's what people should do. Be nice to Bari Weiss. Because also, I mean, she describes some pretty severe bullying in that letter. And so if that's true, like, I have no problem believing that that's I mean, even for like the strongest, smartest, most resilient people you'd ever meet, and I think she's clearly many of those things. Like when you're being bullied by one or multiple people that you work with over an extended period of time every single day, it's exhausting. And so I can understand not wanting to speak out. I really can.
I feel that there's a man involved in this that she could destroy, absolutely destroy, for multiple things. It just seems like the sect that she was in there, it just seems to be just a very, very dark area. Like it's not pretty, but I think she's holding back. I think there's one person, a man in particular, that she could eviscerate if she wanted to.
Well, if anyone has any ideas about who that man is, leave a comment and, we'll see.
Yeah, because he should be stopped. Because in her, obviously there's reasons why. Maybe she signed paperwork, an NDA, whatever. But, there's probably other people that are suffering under this person's rule. Stopped.
So we'll see if anyone has any helpful ideas. All right, Joshua, we just got a good super chat that you're going to like. You're really going to appreciate this.
Yeah?
Francis asks, would you ever consider doing a live version of this, either a meetup or at a conference? Funny you should mention that, Francis. Why is that funny, Joshua?
Right out of my mouth. It must have been when you were kissing me. Yeah. I have spoken to Carlin about this, and we were actually talking about this like law of attraction thing of like, if what we should do is try to manifest nothing remotely controversial as having a live studio audience, because then our focus is on nothing remotely controversial in our show. However, a byproduct of that, of course, is we're not freaking social isolating, because obviously we have a live studio audience. They're not going to be 6 seats apart. That doesn't sound very fun.
No, that doesn't sound fun at all.
Handily kill COVID-19 and have a big show
at the same time.
Same time.
And so, Joshua, how can the people watching help us manifest that reality of doing nothing remotely controversial in front of a live studio audience?
Well, there's going to be, like, we have to do it in stages and baby steps. So it's about supporting the stuff that comes out later on. And you and I are going to talk about that probably next week when Mercury is gaining more speed.
Yeah, we're not allowed to make plans right now.
Yeah, there'll be opportunities to, to support and be part of what's to come.
So more to come. Mom and Dad are going to have a conversation outside of a live stream.
We'll talk to you about it when we're ready in due time.
Whether I'm mom and you're dad or vice versa still remains to be seen. We'll see. We can trade.
It's the 20s. It's back and forth.
We can figure it out. Nate wants to know, I heard Chloe, I don't know who that is, say yesterday that she thinks white fragility mania is going to be short-lived. Do you think so? No, I don't think so. And here's why. White fragility has been around for 2 years and it hasn't gone away yet. And in fact, it's only picked up steam. And so this is why it's really important for everyone to start speaking out against this nonsense, because the only way white fragility goes away is if people start pointing out that this book is written by a racist white lady who's profiting by calling everyone else racist. Ugh. I don't want to talk too much about white fragility. I'm still working my way up to reading the second half of that book.
Why?
Because I need to finish it, Joshua. Someone sent me a bracelet as a present for finishing the book, and I haven't finished the book yet. Okay? I have to now. I've committed. There is a bracelet on the line. There is a bracelet on the line. Okay. Jeffrey has a question. And then, guys, after Jeffrey, we're going to do some stuff that Joshua and I have from former super chats that we need to get to. But Jeffrey's question is good. Jeffrey wants to know, did Florida hospitals intentionally misdiagnose COVID-19 results, or was it truly an accident? So if I'm understanding this, what's happened is that a whole bunch of people got diagnosed as having COVID-19 or maybe dying from COVID-19 that didn't really die from it or something like that, or that didn't really have it. There's something like that. I'm not sure exactly what the context is, but...
Was this the one when people died, but they just gave them the label of dying from COVID?
I'm not sure. Jeffrey, Jeffrey, can you provide us clarity in the chat, please, on this question? Because I'm just not sure about the circumstances surrounding this, to be honest. There's been too much COVID stuff. I've been like not even paying attention to COVID stuff. I'm so over it. I'm so over it.
I'm so over it. So done. So done.
Yeah.
And we knew this was going to happen. Like, we reach a point in which, sorry, but like I've gone out to eat around here. You can only go to like outside spots.
Yeah. So bizarre.
So bizarre. Like, what a summer, right?
Oh, I mean, come on. And you predicted it was going to go away by midsummer, Joshua. You did.
I did not.
You said the sun would be high in the sky. You even pulled the sun card at some point. You're like, that's what's going to go away.
Yet. Don't count your chickens. I said, oh, no, the sun card came out, which is reminiscent of Leo. When does the sign of Leo start, Carlin? When? Is it now? No, because the sun's in Cancer now.
When is Leo? When does Leo? Leo must be soon.
July 23rd. So who knows? A lot can happen in a week.
Okay, so Jeffrey has provided clarification. He says only diagnosis. They reported that 98% of. Okay, so this is now it's coming back, Jeffrey. Thank you for clarification. So basically, what happened is like this one center that was like processing tests reported that 98% of the tests came back as positive when it was only 9.4% of like tests on average are positive.
So you don't know if it was intentional.
Yes, he wants to know if it was intentional or if it was an accident.
Say Florida?
Florida.
Hospitals?
Hospitals.
Tell me when to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Star, Tower. No, I think it was intentional. I don't think it was an accident. Tower card.
Oh, we don't like that card.
Swords. Yeah, interesting. I think somebody almost was like, who made the decision or started the decision. I think that they're just crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I think that they actually they may have believed that the results that they got were wrong and they upped the numbers because of that. But there's definitely shifty shit going on there. Definitely.
Well, that's too bad. I mean, and this actually aligns with one of the topics we wanted to talk about, which was your governor locking down your entire state again, Joshua. How did it feel? How did it feel to have freedom for a whole weekend?
Well, I mean,
to have it snatched away.
Well, okay, my big thing is the gym, and I've gotten a lot of flack for this. Why don't you run outside? Why don't you go to the beach? Why don't you pick up rocks? Screw you. I want my gym back. So this is the thing. Even with the gym that I had for 1 week, and you got to remember, okay, for me, who's not, I can't go out to the bars, right? I really don't like going out to bars. Even if I'm 6 feet away from people, besides just keeping in shape and getting stronger and making myself even healthier, it is a social thing. So there's a reason why I'm big on the gym. Even if you're, just to have bodies, even if they're not in close proximity, it's nice to be around other people in an environment with a like-minded interest, right? But we were at the gym, we were meticulously wiping down machines, wearing gloves, wearing masks, even when we're exercising. And still, they snatched it away, didn't they? So I'm very upset about that. I don't know what to say. I mean, I don't know what to say. I think that the fact is that maybe there are some gyms that are very loosey-goosey about it, but I know that everybody at my gym, we were wiping shit down. There's no way it would be. You'd have to start licking the equipment if you wanted to get COVID.
So
seriously.
Joshua, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but are you starting to see that all of this nonsense might be effing BS?
I mean, I don't know, because I'm only seeing things from my perspective, in the sense that I don't know his mentality. I'm guessing he had a lot of, I guess the other side of this is, if he didn't shut down LA again, would he have looked like he was being irresponsible? Because I guess the numbers have gone significantly up.
Well, why have they gone up, though?
I mean, your guess is as good as mine, but I certainly don't think it's because of the gyms. I mean, I think bars, if you think of it in terms of bars, now, again, like there have been bars that I've gone to that, because you only have bars open now that serve food. But bars are, the nature of bars is very, very close contact. So, I mean, and with alcohol, obviously you lose your inhibitions and you might say, fuck it, I'm going to speak up closely to this person or whatever. So I understand that.
Wait, pause. Guys, we're gonna make headway in terms of red pilling Joshua a little bit tonight. Joshua, did something else happen in LA that maybe went on for several days that involved people being in close proximity to each other?
Let me see.
That happened not too far away from where you live?
I mean, it's a very, very, very intelligent virus, Carlin. Very intelligent.
All right, we'll keep working on that. But I just want to note that people really like when you get mad, apparently, because we've got a couple comments. And also, Joshua is going full go F yourself mode, which I think is pretty great. Yeah, so one of the things we wanted to Psychic is what I want to know is Gavin Newsom locking down California purely for political reasons, or
shit list? I'm mad at him.
Well, let's see if he's doing this.
I wrote him a letter.
You wrote him a sternly worded letter.
I did. I said, you're taking away our lives. You don't make people healthy and want to live and enjoy life by taking away their life. There's no, my gym, we were so good. Everybody was following marching orders. We were so careful. And what do we get? So
nothing.
You want to know if
well, first we want to do super chat. So thank you, Maximum Casey, for an awesome super chat. Hi, Carlin and Joshua. I'm a new viewer, found you through Timcast, and I think a random YouTube recommendation. And hi from Orange County, not too far away from you, Joshua.
Thank you so much for being so generous with us.
Yes, we appreciate that. So the question is Gavin Newsom locking down California again for political reasons, or is it legitimately about the virus? Because I think it's for political reasons.
Yeah, let's look at his motivations. Will you say his name?
Gavin Newsom.
I'm going to stop shuffling.
Stop.
What are his motivations for this? The Star, the Lovers, Prince of... No, yeah, this is definitely like it's a balance. I think with the Star card, he definitely has his eye on the future. So it's sort of a matter of the decision is made by projecting into the future, being like, okay, well, when this goes down, it needs to be on record that I did X, Y, B, and Z. So it's interesting. I don't know if they're expecting there to be more problems or but this is a future relevant decision, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Like, as opposed to making the decision based on now, I think it's the future.
Go ahead, finish.
So the Lovers card, there was definitely a lot of like dialogue and debate. I think that somebody gave him a lot of good convincing, but with the Prince of Cups, okay, so this is this card, this is sort of like, this guy, he's very, very secretive, and he's a little bit manipulative. He has sort of like the darker qualities of Scorpio, let's say. There's going to be an agenda. I think that he's able to, with a lot of information, sort of cloud his consciousness and sort of be like, yeah, this is what we're going to do. But underneath the surface, I think that there's definitely power motives involved. Definitely. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think that I don't think he's squeaky clean, which is unfortunate because I would rather believe that he is. I
think Gavin Newsom's going to try to run for president. Obviously not this time, but in 4 years, and he wants to be able to use this as a feather in his cap.
Well, again, I think also going against, it's sort of a matter of playing to the side that you want to play to, right? Like he needs the Democrats to continue to like him, and I think the Democrats, it seems anyway, that the left is very, very keen on keeping the world shut down.
Wouldn't it be funny?
Make any sense.
Wouldn't it be funny? So I'm just gonna assume Trump's gonna win in November because I'm only gonna manifest positive like energy towards what I want to happen with Trump winning. So wouldn't it be funny in 2024 if Don Jr. ran and Gavin Newsom ran for president because Don Jr. is currently dating Gavin Newsom's ex-wife.
No.
Yes, that would be fantastic.
That's
if
a
Don
TV
Jr.
series if I
marries
ever heard
Kimberly
one.
Guilfoyle, and then oh my god, that would be
Really
the best thing that's ever happened. All right, Joshua, this kind of overlaps with a super chat that we got last week that I want to make sure we get to because I promised Armani V that we would get to it.
You pinky swore.
I pinky swore. And I also want to say we got another super chat while you were answering, and I just want to say, we got two more. V Parker, thank you for the super chat. We really appreciate it. Johnny Money wants to ask, do you guys support Goya Foods? I support Goya Foods, but I've always liked Goya Foods. And I definitely bought a couple more cans of Goya Foods.
What's going on with that? I don't know.
So essentially,
I in Goya. What is that? It was like a map.
So essentially what happened is the CEO of Goya, so Trump signed this executive order, and I don't remember exactly what it said, but it was like to bolster like Hispanic businesses or something. It was something to help the Hispanic community. And so Goya's CEO is Hispanic, and he went to the signing ceremony and he made a nice speech supporting Trump. And then what happens? But AOC and Julian Castro come out and they're like, boycott Goya because the CEO went to the White House and said nice things about Trump. And so because the left wanted to boycott Goya, what happened? But the right responds and says, we're just going to eat all Goya. It's all Goya all the time.
How can we eat Goya? What do they have?
Oh, they got everything. I mean, they've got like lots of beans and seasoning for like chicken and stuff. I really like their yellow rice. I use their yellow rice in burritos, and I only like the ones you can make in the microwave though. I don't like the ones I have to cook on the stove. It takes longer on the stove.
You make burritos?
Yellow rice is good.
You
yes.
do that?
Yes, I make burritos with the rice, and I use chicken or pork sometimes, and then I use like Cabot spicy habanero cheese, and it's really, really good.
The Moon's in Taurus. I really want a burrito right now.
Yeah, you can make burritos.
You gotta go out to eat, Newsom. Too bad.
Well, you can go buy some Goya. They've got all sorts of beans. Joshua, they have black beans and white beans and pink beans and. It's a burrito. You can just throw stuff in a bowl. You don't. This is not like rocket science. I'm going to teach you how to make burritos next time.
We'll do it. We'll make it a live stream.
We'll make it a live stream, just like Mike Harlow. We'll invite Mike Harlow to do cooking.
He actually cook really well. He's a very good cook. Like he's way above my cooking level.
Mike Harlow is a very good cook. I want to make his shrimp scampi recipe. I'm going to see him actually.
Your stuff.
Joshua, you should come to Milwaukee for an event that Mikey is doing, and I'm going to go too. And Unsafe Space People. It's for a Discourses conference.
When is it?
August, next month. August
really?
16th. Yeah, August 16th.
All right.
You should come. We're going to negotiate. Guys, we're going to negotiate to get Joshua and Mike Harlow in the same.
Okay, if I'm going to Milwaukee, then we got to do the Laverne and Shirley. Shamil, Shemizel, Hajj Incorporated. We got to go.
Are we going to skip down the side of the street and.
Freak yeah. Absolutely. It's going to happen.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Send me the deets. I'll see if I can swing it.
I will send you the details. All right, but we need to go back. We want to do Armani V's super chat question, and this is from last week. Right. And Armani wants to know if the Democrats win in November, will they implement Marxist policies into law?
Can you just give me a Reader's Digest version of Marxist?
Marxist is all about power. Right. So it's all about who has power. And so the stuff we're seeing with Black Lives Matter right now, that's a Marxist. Black Lives Matter, the organization, not just saying Black Lives Matter. We don't want Black people to die unnecessarily, but Black Lives Matter, the organization, is a Marxist organization. It's all about who has power and who controls things. It's basically like it's basically communism. Communism. Let's call it that. Communism.
So. If the Democrats get into office, are we talking about the presidency? Or are we talking about?
Yes.
Okay. Will they implement Marxist policies, right?
Yes.
Tell me to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Princess of Wands, Princess of Discs, fear of failure. I think it's going to be like more like the definition, so to speak. Like what you think is Marxist, I might not think is Marxist, but I don't think it's going to be. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be policies that can be outrightly Marxist. No, but I think that there's a little bit of a gray area there. Although I don't understand it entirely. All I know is that I think that it's one of those things. Like, is this Sharpie purple? You might say that it's violet. I might say that it's a really, really blue-brown. Do you know what I mean? So it depends.
All right. Well, I think that's actually an optimistic outlook. So people in the chat were wondering what the event is in Milwaukee, and this is what it is. It's the Better Discourse Conference. And there's Mikey. Look at Mikey. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. So he's in charge of this.
No, yeah, he's on a panel for it. He's very excited. Milo Yiannopoulos is going to be there. Jack Posobiec is going to be there. Sargon of Akkad's going to be there. Andrew Doyle's going to be there. So lots of people. And so they're going to do just a day conference, talk lots of interesting topics. I'm really excited about going, and I was just going to see Mikey, but I'm excited about it.
So, how long are you staying in Milwaukee?
Well, I'm coming in on Friday and I'm leaving on the following Monday, but you don't have to. It's only like the event's only on Saturday or on Sunday. I think it's all day on Sunday, but then there's an after party. And so I technically could go on Saturday, but I just wanted a day to get my bearings, to be honest.
Yeah, of course. What's the dates, did you say?
It is, what are the dates? Get tickets. The date is on August 16th. So it's just all day, August 16th, and then there's an after party.
All right. We'll talk. All right. All my people call you out, people.
Excellent. And for people in Milwaukee, we'll try to do some sort of meetup or something. So we'll see. So hopefully I'll be meeting some of you soon. All right, Joshua, another question we had, and this has been coming up a lot because there have been a lot of bans of conservatives on different networks. I mean, like, they're really going into overdrive. Like, Twitter's banning conservatives, Reddit banned a whole bunch of people, YouTube's been banning people. And one of the questions that Van I don't know how to pronounce this, Van Geaux, asked in Super Chat a couple weeks ago is, will censorship of conservatives get worse?
Tell me when to stop shuffling.
Stop.
I wouldn't say so. I think that there's going to be more of like a grounding aspect of it. With the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Discs, she's just, a practical person. Like, you got to be able, like she would say, if I have an opinion and you have an opinion, I'm not saying anything bad. With the Knight of Wands, I think that there's going to be some kind of big movement that's going to bring us back to sort of like the past, where we can actually say things. Imagine we can actually have some discourse without being, labeled terrible people, etc.
That would be fantastic.
Well, I don't think it's gonna. It may get worse before it gets better, but that's a price that we pay. But I don't think that things. I don't think we're gonna end the year being censored as much as we have been.
Well, I think that's fantastic. And Van Gogh is actually in the chat, so I told you I was going to get you to your super chat, my friend, and I thank you for being patient and telling me how to pronounce your handle. Huh?
Van Gogh. It sounds like a martial artist name.
It does sound like a martial artist name. All right. Russell has a super chat, and Russell wants to know what happens after George Soros dies. Do you need more information than that?
Who's he again?
George Soros is like the billionaire. He's the billionaire. He actually just gave like $220 million to Black Lives Matter.
What's his company?
He's like an investor or something.
He's not the Amazon guy.
No. This is George Soros.
Okay. Who's the Amazon guy?
Jeff Bezos.
It rhymes. Okay. So what happens? Meaning?
This is what I thought. So Russell, can you chat in some more context for us? Actually, I'll keep that on the screen. Okay, now chat in some more context in terms of like what happens in regards to XYZ. That's what you're looking for, right, Joshua?
Yes, please.
And in the meantime, while we're waiting for Russell's clarification, I have a question. I have a question about... It's not a fun question, but we gotta have fun with it. A notorious RBG who has gone into the hospital, and I would like to know if she's gonna make it out of the hospital, to be quite frank, for entertainment purposes only. YouTube
making it out of the hospital. You think that they might lock the doors?
Yes.
Will you do me a favor and say her name?
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
I mean, isn't she like 160 years old?
She's pretty old, and I don't think she's gonna make it another 4 years, if I'm honest.
For entertainment purposes only.
For entertainment purposes only.
Someone stop shuffling.
Stop. Lucky Lass asks, will she go into the light? Really?
No, I'm just kidding. Cards look actually good. I think she's going to be okay.
Stargirl says she's immortal.
She is immortal.
She's unbannable.
The Magician card comes up. She got some more fight in her, and the Success card comes up too. So, yeah, I think she's doing okay. I think the big thing right now is that she needs like a mental rest is like the big thing. Like I think that she sometimes can push herself pretty high. I think she's a Pisces. They can be very sacrificial. You know what I mean? I think she's going to be okay.
And I want to say too, like, as much as I might joke about this, I actually have a lot of respect for Ruth Bader Ginsburg. That woman is a fighter, and I might not always agree with everything that she decides, but she's done a lot for women, and I have a lot of respect for her, to be honest. I can have a credit card in my own name because of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and I like that. My husband might not like it so much, but I like it. All right, Russell has provided some more clarification, although I'm not actually really sure what this means. So the geopolitical game board, since he has the most leftist politicians bought across the board, along with many NGOs doing near government level of operations across the globe. Joshua, does this make sense to you? Yeah, Russell, we need it to be really, really simple and really clear.
Like you're talking to a third grader, which is
like well, I mean, honestly, because like Joshua needs it to be very, very specific. So if George Soros dies, like what is your question about? Because we haven't quite hit the nail on the head about what the question is about yet. So I'll look for more clarification there. But I had one more question, Joshua, while we're waiting for that. Is Brie Larson started a YouTube channel several weeks ago, some weeks ago, and so Joshua didn't know who Brie Larson is, but I did because she's an actor. She was in like Avengers, and she was Captain Marvel, and she won an Oscar for Room, which is actually a really good movie. And she started a YouTube channel. And it's just trying to act like a normal person on the YouTube channel. But the thing is that when you watch the one video that she's posted, it's pretty clear that there are like 4 different cameras, and that things are being highly edited by her team. And I think and it has not got good reviews. Like Brie Larson right now, I think has 110,000 thumbs down on the one video she's posted, compared to like 111,000 thumbs up. So she got off to a rocky start. And I think what I want to know is Brie Larson being authentic in her video, or is she just acting like she thinks a normal person would act?
Excuse me. Is she being authentic? Tell me to stop shuffling.
Stop.
9 of Swords, Prince of Wands, the Emperor. I think she's being more rational. She's definitely given a lot of thought to her presentation. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
So I don't know
that's
how.
clear.
Yeah. And also, this is probably very reminiscent of like launching something under Mercury retrograde, right? I mean, if it happened in the past few weeks. But Nine of Swords, I think she's definitely, there's a sort of calculation, a little bit overthinking in terms of what she's doing. With the Prince of Wands, she is still being passionate. Like she's going with her passion, like what she is excited about. But at the end of the day, with the Emperor, she's looking for security, stability to keep, her footing. So there's definitely a financial incentive. So that's the thing. I think that she's really excited about monetizing or growing her security. And that sort of is coloring, okay, I'll say it like this. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. Do we think, and maybe just intuitively, do we think that she's going to come back and do another video after her first one bombs so badly?
Intuitively? I don't think that she can end on that. I mean, she can't just put one video out and then call it quits. I mean, it would look really bad, wouldn't it?
I would think so.
Yeah, so I would be surprised. She's probably nursing her wombs.
All right. We'll see, Brie Larson. We'll see. She seems sort of like relaxed though, is the thing. Is like the whole video looked very just kind of like staged. To me, it was like how an actor would play a normal person. I was like, you're not having a real conversation. It's ridiculous.
Is she just talking to herself?
No, she was like talking to other content. Well, I mean, I won't really call her a content creator yet, but she was talking to like popular content creators and like asking for their advice. I was like, oh, what should I talk about? What ideas do you have for me? And it's like, you're starting a YouTube channel. You should have your own ideas.
Right.
No, I don't really understand it, but whatever. It's her thing. I mean, listen, if she wants to do it, like, and I only hope that she's as successful as she wants to be, but she needs to lighten up, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Russell has come back to us. I don't know that this clarification is actually helpful. Russell, I'm sorry. This is better.
This is good. This is
okay,
helpful.
Excellent. We got there. Okay.
In the puppet master's name, say his name again.
George Soros.
So what's going to happen to the rest of the world when he kicks the bucket?
Yes.
Tell me when to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Bucket. Truce. No, everything will be handed to somebody else. Essentially, like this is very, very like clearly laid out. Like this is contracts, negotiations, things being like extremely tight. With Nine of.
Oh, you're muted, Joshua. You're muted. Uh-oh, we lost Joshua. Oh no. Maybe Joshua will come back, but in the meantime, I'll say Wild Rose, thank you for the super chat. Joshua, are you back?
I'm back!
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, no, he has everything buttoned up. Like, he's not going to leave this world without knowing exactly what he's created is going. So it will go into somebody else's hands. The world won't go to, shit or anything like that. It'll just pass, his power will be passed on to somebody else, another leader.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I don't think that's the news Russell wanted, but it's the news that we have.
Yeah.
All right, Joshua, we have about 2 minutes left. Do you have any message for people, especially now that we are out of Mercury retrograde?
Well, don't count your chickens, because we're still in the shadow period of Mercury retrograde. However, and that's until July 26th, which means that Mercury still might be creating a little bit of travel snafus, computer glitches, miscommunication. So still
probably responsible for you just going dark just then.
Clearly. But also, things will be getting better and better and better. But this weekend, I think it is Saturday, I think it's Saturday. We have a new moon, another new moon in the sign of Cancer. So this weekend, make a list of all the things that you want. Like, oh, I really would like a BMW, or I really want a house in, I don't know, Hamptons or whatever.
I really want nothing remotely controversial to have a live studio audience.
Yes, or I really want my gym back now. Something along those lines.
And do people want to light a candle?
Yeah, right. Light a candle. Totally light a candle. Yeah, 3 days before the new moon or 3 days after. I like lighting my candles on Friday or Sunday. For the new moon. So think of it like what color is reminiscent of what it is that you want. Like if you want, passion and like love and really great sex, maybe it's red. Or if you want money, green. Or if you want a blue BMW, maybe a blue candle. So just work with your symbolism in your head.
All right, we'll do one last super chat from Justin, who says Soros doesn't want us to know, and that's why he kicked you off the stream, which I think is probably doing. Oh my God, Joshua! Okay, we have to do one more. We have to do one more because Maximum Casey, man, did you?
Oh my God!
Thank you, Maximum Casey. Okay, so Maximum Casey says, I think Bri is licking the wounds of a wake-up call. I think if you watch her past interviews, that she seems to have a self-importance issue and a belief that everyone must like her. I think she was subconsciously being inauthentic. Your thoughts, Joshua? What do you think?
Yeah, I just need to see her picture really quick.
Do you want me to pull it up?
Yeah, can you do that?
Yeah.
So we all get to like see?
We all get to see.
We all get to see.
We all get to share my screen again.
All scream for Bri.
There you go. There's Bri Larson.
Do we have a picture of the video that she did though? Like if we do video.
That's it right there.
Okay. Let me see how big I can. Yeah, she absolutely has a need to be liked, is what I get. And also, yeah, I think that she hasn't resolved certain things, I think, in her past. And I think as a result, she's projecting herself forward into the future on YouTube screens everywhere, in the movies, whatever she's doing. But she's getting further and further away from her rootedness, which is a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and I want to add to this too, and I'm going to bring Maximum Casey's super chat back up because they say she seems to have a self-importance issue and a belief that everyone must like her. I would say, like, be careful. Like, I think it's actually the opposite. I think she has a self-esteem issue. I think it's the opposite, and that's why she wants everyone to like her. Because if people like her as just normal girl Bri Larson, that's going to give her personal validation, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
And I think an overinflated sense of self-importance is obviously a overcompensation for having low self-confidence. So you're both right? Like one has to do with the other.
Well, Thin White Axe says she's a Libra. I'm sure she wants everyone to like her. Maybe if Bri Larson posts another video, we will look at her astrological chart.
Yeah, we should totally do that. And Libras do. She's totally right. Libras like to be liked.
All right, folks. Well, that is all we have for tonight. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please make sure you subscribe. We're going to get over 60,000 subs tonight, Joshua.
Amazing.
Oh my God, it's so nuts. Joshua, if people want to get a one-on-one reading with you, where would they find you?
The internet.
The internet. Okay. Joshua's information. Go ahead.
PsychicSun.com. It's in the comments, I think. Psychic Sun. So PSYCHICSUN is in sun, sunshine.
Or the sun card.
The sun card. Yeah. Like the sun. Yeah.
And as always, folks, we will every Tuesday afternoon I post a call on social media for questions that you want Joshua and I to work into our itinerary. So be on the lookout for that next Thursday, and we will see what we can do. And then join us here Thursday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. Now, I do have 2 other live streams this week that I'm really excited about. Joshua, you know what I'm doing tomorrow for a live stream?
What?
I have Ryan Hartwig, who was the Facebook whistleblower for Project Veritas. So Ryan worked for Facebook as a content moderator and is going to come on and talk to us about how Facebook deals with conservatives on the platform at 2 p.m. tomorrow live on the channel. So I'm pretty excited about that. And then on
2 p.m. ET.
2 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. So if you guys have questions for Ryan, definitely come and see the live stream. It's going to be awesome. And then on Thursday, I have Dr. Howard Asher back. And Howard and I had an interesting conversation last Friday where he called me and he said, Carlin, I think my patients are waking up from Trump derangement syndrome. And I was like, Howard, we need to do a chat and talk about that. So Howard will be here on Thursday, also at 2 p.m. Eastern time, because unlike Joshua, these men apparently don't work during the middle of the day. And so we can do them in the afternoon and not the evening.
Is that supposed to be like a little...
No.
Sorry, I'm busy. Okay.
It's fine. It's fine. This is better as like a late night show anyway. It's like
it has to be because we want to wait till the kids are asleep. We don't want to,
we want to be able to swear and stuff like that.
We want to be able to swear, predict things. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. I hope to see you.
Tuck your kitties in. It's nothing remotely controversial.
All right, guys. That's all we have for tonight. Thank you for coming, and we hope to see you next week or on another live stream sometime this week. Bye.
Bye.